Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another reading vlog. And I was like, wait, the Julian hates narcissistic sociopath, which yes, I agree. My heart is broken for the both of them. This book is obviously doing a number on me. I don't know. This week's video is super exciting. Well, exciting for me because I went to the bookstore and bought new books, specifically new releases, and I love getting new books and reading them. Here is my pile. I think these were released recently in the past 2 to 3 months, I believe. The first book on my pile is The Strawberry Patch Pancake House by Laurie Gilmore, and let's just take a moment to look at the cover. It is so cute. This book is the 4th book in the Dream Harbor series, and all their covers are just to die for, and this one especially, it's so cute. I'm excited to read this one. The next one is The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. I think this came out last week, and again, the cover. This is what drew me to this book. I don't even know what it's about. Her UK Magnolia Parks covers are also to die for. They're so gorgeous. I wish she kept them the same for the US and Canada, because now we have the covers with the shoes on it and I'm not really a fan. I like the original covers better. The next one is a fantasy, and it's the 2nd book in the Crimson Moth series, and it is Rebel Witch by Christine Ciccarelli. I read the first book recently, not too long ago. I didn't really like it, but I picked this up because the ending of that book was crazy. Like, I want to know what happens, so I'm also excited to pick this up. This one is probably one of the most anticipated read in this pile, and that is Fearless by Lauren Roberts. I have seen so many TikToks and YouTube videos talking about this, and a lot of people were crying, so I'm in for a ride for this one. And it's pretty thick. It's, I think, the longest out of all the 3 books in the series. And then last but not least, the new book by Emily Henry, Great Big Beautiful Life. Also, this cover, I don't know, something about the new books coming out, their covers are just so pretty. I'm a sucker for pretty covers. I'll pick it up even though I don't know what it's about. I might potentially dislike it, but it's the cover. It's the cover that always gets me. I'm kind of in the mood for like a romance. I don't really want to read a fantasy just yet. I want to save my emotions for Fearless. We're definitely reading that in this vlog. But I'm in between these 2 books. I don't know. I'm not sure what to start with. I guess you'll find out. Hello guys, it's the next day. I didn't really update or read much at all yesterday because Austin just got back into town and I wanted to spend time with him, but I did bring this book. Didn't really read much. I think yesterday I read 30 pages and that was it. I was helping him move in, but I got this far into the book, page 83, chapter 11, and I've been using this flappy thingy as a bookmark. I can't find any of my bookmarks right now, but I think I have a good gist of the story. I mean, I kind of just read what this little blurb says, the synopsis, because not a lot is going on in the story right now because I guess it's still like the beginning, but we're following this female main character named Georgia Carter. She lives in London, but her family is from the US, I think somewhere in South Carolina, and they're very wealthy, but they're also very problematic. They're close-minded, judgmental, and all that. This family is so problematic that it drove them apart. There's so much drama that went on. So it says Georgia Carter is a professional lie detector and body language savant. So far in this book, it describes her interactions with people and her describing either if the person is lying or telling the truth, being genuine because of the different giveaways our body subconsciously does. Like, even though we lie through our mouths, like we say something else, which is a lie, but our body reacts differently. That's how she can tell. I don't know what she actually does for a job. Like maybe she is a human lie detector. I don't know. Maybe she works in the like criminal side of things. But there was like a falling out in the family years and years ago, and she's only close with her brother named Oliver, who is gay and an alcoholic. That's how people describe him in the book. And then one day she gets a call from her sister. She doesn't pick it up because her sister Marianne is the most horrible person in her eyes, and apparently their dad dies. So all the family members, including Georgia and Oliver, fly home for the funeral, and things are not going as great. Everyone is so passive aggressive. The mom and Marianne, the older sister especially, so passive aggressive. Like you can see or feel through the words on paper that they dislike our female main character. And apparently there is lots of tension, drama, revelations at the family reunion, and there's a will reading, and apparently a random stranger gets a big chunk of their father's will and they don't know why, so that's part of the other mystery. And then there is like a romance side of things. Apparently Oliver is sober and brought his AA sponsor, and she gets closer to him. His name is Sam, and he's described as this very tall, very tan, athletic body, is always barefoot because he's Australian, and she's just like instantly attracted to him and vice versa. So that's what's going on. I'm loving it so far. I love the drama, the tension, and I'm just looking forward to what happens. So I'll update you guys in a little bit when I get farther into the book. Hello guys, it's the next day and I finally got this far into the book, page 256, chapter 36, and I feel like the first 50 to 75 pages I was dragging myself reading this book. I just could not get into it, but also now that I think about it, most books kind of are slow at first, and there's a lot of world building, just an info dump on characters and the surroundings, just so the author can set the story up better and we can understand what's happening later on and why the characters are the way they are. And I also feel like dragging this on for multiple days because I feel like this book will take me 2 days tops to read, but now I'm on day 3, and having that wide span of time in between reading, for me, it kind of turns me off. But then I got to the 40% mark, and that's where went down. Like, that's where everything came out. Well, I guess not everything, but there's some big things that were revealed about the different characters, and I was so mad. I was so mad. Please check your trigger warnings. There are some things in here that can be triggering for people, so do your research before reading this. There is a lot of talk about religion and spiritual beliefs in this book. I guess the cover kind of makes sense, but kind of doesn't, because if you know Jessa Hastings, her UK covers, or the original covers of the Magnolia Park series, all look random, but after you read the story and look into the cover, there's a bunch of little Easter eggs, so I'm still waiting to like fully understand what this cover is about, but I feel like I already get what this one is about. And speaking of Magnolia Parks, there was a little cameo of one of Julian's men in here, and I was like, wait, the Julian hates? And that got me even more excited, even though it's not really a big part of the story. It's like one little snippet. Our female main character still continues to, assess people and read people and talk about like their facial expressions. She has little codes for them, and like she describes the different muscles of our faces. And as someone in healthcare, I feel like, oh, I can totally understand that. Sometimes I had to search some things up because I didn't remember, but she's exactly like Magnolia Parks with outfits. but she like talks about people's faces, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so far so good. The second part of this book is about the father's will, about it being revealed. So I'm currently at that part. It's apparently, yeah, will day. The funeral just ended the day before, and now everyone is meeting up again to read the father's will, because the father was very, very wealthy. So I'll see how that goes. I think it's gonna be chaotic, because this whole book is chaotic. I forgot how much I miss rich people drama. Things just got interesting in the will reading, because who is this random person in the will? This is so crazy. Like, everyone's just yelling over everyone. Like, we're just going in circles. This just got so much interesting because now there's a mystery. Hey guys, it's like a week later. I just finished a set yesterday morning, and that was a really, really hard set. I was so overwhelmed. I was sleeping all of yesterday and half of today, but now I feel energized. I feel good. I'm going to dinner with Austin in a little bit, but I just wanted to update you guys on this reading vlog because I feel like I've been gone for so long, but you won't even notice because you'll see this right after. I did end up finishing The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings, and I like this more than I expected. Like, sometimes her writing for me is a hit or miss, but this one, she popped off. She slayed. Did I just say slayed? I'm so sorry. That's like so yesterday. But I love this book. The chaos, the rich family drama, I loved it. The whole thing with the inheritance and like the stranger and the mystery, it was so good. I loved it. The ending was so wholesome and sweet, but I feel like sometimes her writing was a little bit too overly descriptive. Like, our female main character, we know she can read people, she can tell when they're telling the truth or lying, and I feel like she overly describes their face and their muscles and, like, you know, a twitch on their face that she notices, and she goes so in depth with that. Like, I get it, you can read people. I wish I could do the same, but like, I'm so oblivious to that. Sometimes I just skim through that part. I'm like, I don't even know what U17 or UAU18 whatever means. Like, she has a lot of codes, but other than that, I loved it. It did have one character in here that was super unlikable. Like, I hated her. Like, she wasn't even trying to be nice. It was just her. Like, she was described as like a narcissistic sociopath, which, yes, I agree. It's Mary Ann, her older sister. Like, she just loves instigating situations that are so irrelevant. Like, okay, like, do you have nothing better to do in your life? Like, I hated her. She was so rude. Rich people in books can be so obnoxiously rude, but like, you know, that's where the drama is. That's where the tea is. I loved it. If she wasn't in here, I feel like it'd be less interesting. I still don't get what this cover means. Like, what is she? I don't know why she looks like Mama Mary in here. If someone's read this and they know what it symbolizes, please comment down below because I still don't get it. Anyways, I did end up starting a new book, and it's a book that I've been highly anticipating. I've been waiting for this release all of this year, and now it's out and I've started it. I'm only like 50 pages in, and that is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. She is one of my favorite authors ever, and I know I still have one of her books on my TBR cart, Book Lovers. I don't know why I've been avoiding that. I've heard not so great things about it, but I'll pick it up soon, don't worry. This book oddly reminds me of another book I read last year, and that is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. If you don't know what this is about, it's basically about this like Hollywood famous actor who hires a journalist to write her like story of what happened, of what really happened with her life and her seven husbands, and it's like dark and twisted and, you know, lots of secrets. But I feel like this is like a lighter version of that. So we do have a famous person here named Margaret Eves. Is it Eves or Ives? I don't know. Anyway, she's part of this like mega famous, mega wealthy family, and she disappears out of nowhere like 20 years ago, and now she's come back. Not everyone knows about it. Our female main character Alice is a journalist, and she did a lot of digging to find her and like contacted her, and then she gets an invite to go to her house and potentially interview her and potentially write her biography, because now she's like 80 something or 90 something, I don't even know. But then there's a plot twist. Margaret invites another journalist named Hayden Anderson. He's well known as well. He's a well-known journalist. He wrote a biography about another famous person, and that won awards. So at first, like, you can see who has the upper hand here. Like, it seems like Hayden's getting at the job because he already completed a previous biography and it went well. But Margaret can't choose between the two of them, so she decides to like have this month to get to know both of them and choose from there. And there's something going on with these two, Hayden and Alice. Like, Hayden at first is like this tall, grumpy dude who doesn't want anything to do with her, says like the most minimal words to her, and is just like a big jerk. And then Alice on the other hand, she's like chirpy, witty, and just like, you know, upbeat. So it's a grumpy sunshine. What I've noticed is that it doesn't really focus on their love story as much. Like, it's focusing on Margaret and who's getting the job and, you know, them fighting for it. So far I don't have much thoughts because I just started it. I forgot to give you my rating for The Conditions of Will. I rate that a solid 4 stars. Yeah, sorry about that. But now I'm gonna read a little bit of this book before Austin comes. Hello guys, it's the next day from the last clip you saw of me on the plane. I ended up getting home yesterday evening, I think, and I did end up finishing Great Big Beautiful Life. I know I didn't film as much because I went on a trip to go visit my friends and I just read this like before bed or whenever I had free time, so I didn't really bring out the camera. I didn't bring my camera when I was there, so I just read and did stuff. But I will give you my review of this book. I would say this book had a slower start. It took me about 50% into the book to actually be interested and hooked, because that's where things started to get messy and things started getting revealed. I didn't really care for Margaret's story at first because there wasn't really a lot going on, if you know what I mean. Like, there was no juicy things going on in her life. She was just talking about her family's history, her great-great-grandfather, her grandfather, her dad, and all that. I didn't really care for it at first, but then in the 50% mark, when she started telling our female main character Alice more interesting, juicy stuff, that's where I started to pay attention and really get into the story. Because, yeah, rich, chaotic, celebrity life. I love that because there's a lot going on. There's usually a lot of tea. And the romance in here between Alice and Hayden was kind of slow burn, which I had like a love-hate relationship with, because both of them had kind of one foot in, one foot out the door. So I'm like, what is gonna happen? Why are you guys prolonging this? There's obviously tension and this attraction between you guys, and it was just messy. But you know what inevitably happened? Even though I didn't love this book, the ending got me. Like, no one else but Emily Henry can wrap up a story so good. Like, this ending where things came out and, you know, they finally got together. It was sweet and wholesome. I loved that Emily Henry did a few like song references, quote references, and then bringing stuff back from the very beginning of the book to the end and putting the title of the book in the most impactful place where you know it's gonna hit the reader's heart. That's what happened here, and also in Funny Story. It's chef's kiss. I loved it. I don't know, sometimes when I love the ending, I just like don't know how to read a book, because I didn't really love the beginning, the middle-ish, but I loved the ending. It kind of felt forced, like you knew what was gonna happen. It just like happened really fast, and you know, it was predictable. But I don't know what to give this, because I didn't really love the story. I loved how we got to the end and like how everything transpired and, you know, ended. I'm confused. But the ending felt like a warm hug from your favorite person in the entire world, and I just loved it. So I think I'm gonna give it like a 3.5 stars. I still did enjoy the book. I would still recommend this. It's just not one of my favorites from her. It was a little bit slower, and it did remind me, like I said again, of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but a less intense version of that, because there's a lot going on in The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. But this book definitely leans more towards the mystery genre compared to her other books, because her other books are mostly romance with like a subplot of literary fiction, and there's always like some angst and some baggage that these characters have, which yes, they do have some baggage, some past trauma, but I haven't seen in her other books to have a mystery like this, so something new. I loved it. I just didn't love it as much as her other books. Anyways, I'm gonna move on to my third book in this video. I believe so. I've been filming this video for over 2 weeks now. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm in a little bit of a reading slump, but this book is one of my most anticipated reads again this year, and I've seen so many people read it already. I try to scroll past like TikToks or videos that talk about this book because I want to be completely surprised. And the one thing I did notice out of all those videos was that everyone was crying and speechless. So I'm probably gonna have those same feelings, and that book is the final book in the Powerless trilogy, Fearless by Lauren Roberts. I'm super excited to read this, especially because of how Reckless ended, and this is a thick book, so I'm gonna get started and hopefully finish it sooner rather than later. Kai's first chapter is literally breaking my heart right now because of what happened in the last book. My heart is broken for the both of them. Skip to this time if you haven't read Reckless, but literally the first words out of Kai is, "I thought I'd known torment until it wrapped around her finger. No torment is tangible, and it gleams atop her tan skin. I stare, I'm blinking at the symbol my brother slid onto her finger. It is binding, it is infinite, it is my undoing." Okay. Jump scare. I was so violently ill this morning. It's like now 11:30. I've been up for like a few hours, but I could not do anything but lay in bed and curl up in a fetal position because my monthly friend decided to visit me this morning, and I was in pain and agony, but it's nothing an Advil and Tylenol combo can't fix. Anyways, I'm this far into the book, page 171, chapter, I don't even know because some of the chapters don't have numbers, but this book, first of all, I'm not gonna say too much because there might be some people watching this video who haven't read the previous 2 books. If you haven't, I don't know what you're doing. Please go read it. Drop everything and read it because this is one of my most favorite book series ever. It's that good. It's so good. I love it. Once I got to the second chapter of this book, I know this book was gonna be the end of me. It's just every time this man Kai talks about her, it's giving slam poetry. Like you can feel the hurt, all the emotions, all the love in his words, and most of them rhyme, and I'm like, oh my god, Lauren Roberts, you just have a way with words. It's so amazing. And this book is like already hurting me because the longing and the yearning is on another level, because they have this choice potentially save the world but not their love story, and then on the other hand, would they give up the world for their love? You know what I mean? Like, you know that feeling, and it's just I don't want it to end. That's why it's taking me so long to read, but I'm gonna read and tell you guys how I'm feeling later on, because some shit's gonna go down and I know it's gonna break my heart. sometimes he calls her Pretty Pay or My Pay. I love this man. And my heart is breaking for him right now. Every chapter for him is like going through a heartbreak over and over and over again. Like, he talks about how much he's in love with her and is like devastated by her, and it's just like all these things. Like, he's infatuated with her. It's always like this. This is what I just finished. It says, I turn slowly towards the dance floor, and there she is, striding towards us with a dazzling smile between rosy cheeks. I'm breathless at the sight of her, doomed by the hope of having her. It's a beautiful ruin, a devastating devotion. This girl holds my heart in her hands, could crush it between her fingers, and still have me thanking her for the touch. And I hold her shoes. And her saying, you found my shoes for me, over and over again. Guys, I can't get over this shoe situation, okay? I can't get over this shoe situation because that chapter, I think it was chapter 22 and 23. Oh my god. You found my shoes for me. Oh my god. It can't end like this, right? Like, I still have so much left in the book. Like, what the heck is going on? What? This book is obviously doing a number on me. I don't know. Hello guys, it's the next day and I did end up finishing Fearless, not last night but this morning. And I just had to take a deep breath because this book, I already knew in the first like 50 to 100 pages that I was gonna absolutely love this book and that this would emotionally wreck me, and it did. And her writing, Lauren Roberts' writing, was so phenomenal. Like I said, it sounded and read like poetry. Like, you can feel all the emotions the characters are feeling. It feels like you're there with them feeling it. It was just so amazing. I loved it. I loved the longing and the yearning in this book. It was a mix of powerless and reckless all together in one book, and it was just so perfect. I'm so sad that this series is done, but I'm also glad that we got the closure that we needed from the previous two books. I think I found my second 6-star read of the year. I think the first one was in January when I was reading Popular Books of 2024. It was The Nightingale by Christine Hanna, and this is a 6-star read. It's just so good. I don't know how to explain it. The plot twist, oh my god. I did not see that coming. There was a character in here who had like chapters sporadically throughout the book, and I wanted to immediately like just get on to his chapter. That's why I was like reading and reading, because I wanted to know what this character had to say and like what they went through and stuff. It wasn't a character that I loved, it was actually a character that I hated, but it added so much to the story. That final plot twist got me. I did not expect that. There was a lot of plot twists throughout this book, and oh my god. It was a good ending to the story. It included bonus chapters. It included a chapter in Kai's point of view in one of like the chapters, a devastating chapter, and then there was also like a chapter breakdown of their love story, and then it just like made so much sense. I'm so happy that the series ended the way it did because it was so perfect. Like, if you haven't read the series, please this is probably like the 10th time I've told you guys in this video to read this series. I absolutely loved it. That's all I'm gonna say. And this brings us to the end of this video. I was gonna read another book for this video, but I've been filming this video for so long now. Like, this video is gonna go out late. Like, I think it was supposed to go out 2 days ago, but it'll be during the middle of the week. I'll upload whenever I can. I'm so sorry. I've been so busy with work. Yeah, so I'm gonna upload whenever I can. And if you're still here at this point of the video, comment the like crown emoji because of this book. And thank you so much for watching. I hoped you loved it. I hoped you loved the books that I read in this video. If you haven't read any of them, please go give them a read because they were all so good. And don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye. Oh, the camera's gonna fall.